9. Sundown, you better take care. If I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. See the two little puppies out there? Sometimes I think it's a sin when it feels like I'm winning and I'm losing again. So you can see the sun is almost going down. And I just got back from Huron. And plugged the car in. And I came back over to Mountain, and both chargers were taken. Right? So I just took off out of there and charging up the car here. I gotta wash my hands off with some water real quick because I plugged this thing in, it's dirty. Yeah, so I gotta charge it here. So that's gonna take all night long. And it ain't cheap. But it's just like if you charge out a fast charger and it charges it in 40 minutes, you end up 45 minutes, you end up paying the same amount. It's just that when you charge it at home, you don't get the bill until you get your utility bill, right? So psychologically, it seems like a lot. And so it charges at like 1,000 watts. So 10 hours, that's a 10 kilowatt hour. But anyhow, I plugged it in, and so here I am at home, and I plugged the car in, and I walked in. And I saw this, so I figured, my new car, I've got a CD player in it. I mean, I had a CD player in my other car too, but the CD is, I guess the rubber belt is wore out. It won't eject the CD that's in there. My sister put one in there, and it jammed it up. Okay, so I found this stuff, so I said, well, I'm gonna go out there and I might as well make a video about it too. Okay, it's Kevin Trudeau's book. That's Kevin Trudeau when he was a young man. He's an older dude now. And just like everybody else, this book is about 25 years old. Let me see, you can find these books dirt cheap on eBay. Back in the day, back in the 80s, he used to be the infomercial king. And multimillionaire, flew all over the world, had houses all over the place. The government took every one of them from him, took all his stuff and sold it, had a yard sale to the public. Cold-blooded. But anyway, that's a brief description of him. And back in the day, this book was $19, I think. There's all kinds of different, specials. But this is the same book. Okay, see the difference? It's just that this one is kind of like, I don't know, he added a whole bunch of stuff to it. But I like this one. I like the format of it. It's real easy to carry. And best of all, it's cheap. You can get them for like $5. Okay. And if you don't like to read books, I don't know if they have them on Kindle or audio. I went looking on Amazon. Apparently they're hiding them. That's modus operandi for them, right? Just like they hid the other DVDs that I told you about. They took them off the market. Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell and The Murder of Fred Hampton. They took them off the market on Amazon. And so anyway, this one here You can find these on eBay for like $5. I don't know how much they are on Amazon. Okay. But if you don't like to read and you want to know what's going on and you want to know why all these people are now starting to step up and share all this information on these YouTubes, this is the person who put his out on the line to bring you that information that everybody knows about now, and people are starting to share on these video live streams. All this stuff was because of this book. And they threw him in prison for nearly 10 years. March 2014, they threw him in prison. And I think it was March 14, 2014. And they threw him in prison, and he just got out like a couple years ago. But he was in a Montgomery, Maxwell Air Force Base prison camp for almost 10 years for contempt of court. Basically, they just shit on him, right? Because contempt of court, that was the longest sentence ever given to anybody in United States history. But did the word even say a peep about it? To this day, they have not acknowledged that was the longest prison sentence ever given to anybody in United States history for contempt of court, which is not a felony. It's not even a misdemeanor. And they didn't tell the people nothing about it. Okay. And so this is the book here. I don't know if AI can pick that up and type it into the text, but this is the book. And if you don't like to read, then they have this. It's an audio book. It comes on 12 CDs. And everything, got 12 CDs. Everything that's in this book, you can open the book and go to page, I wonder if it's this book or that book. I'm thinking it's the bigger book, but I don't know. Okay. If you go to chapter 1, okay, it starts right here. I guess it doesn't have a preface on it. Does it have a preface? Yeah. It's the disclaimer. It starts out right here. It is unbelievable to me. Okay. So he reads it to you. Himself, Kevin Trudeau, reads this book to you word for word on this CD set. You can get these CDs for like $12 on eBay. And I think it's free shipping. I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, these days, well, okay, so this is CD 1. So I'm going to put it in here and see if my CD player works, because I haven't tried it. So I'm going to click this onto auxiliary, and I'm charging the car right now. So, and I still haven't checked my signal. Hopefully it's good. And, let me put the main phone up here. I think it gets better signal up here. I'm not sure. Okay. So where's my other phone? I need one more phone here. Here we go. Okay, let me just check the signal so that I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I just got back from that station over at the Huron Police Department. Okay, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so Huron, California, Huron Police Department. Okay, so go here, check my signal, see if it looks clear. Check my signal. Yeah, it looks clear. Surprise, surprise. Because I'm way out here, and usually the signal's terrible. But I can't really. I need to set something up to where I can, you know, do all this stuff. Okay, I'm just going to put it right there for now. Just be careful. Okay, so I'm going to try my CD player for the first time. Okay. So here we go. Wow. Japanese engineering's pretty amazing.
They don't want you to know about. Thousands of people.
This is for educational purposes.
Are learning from Kevin on how to maintain excellent
Copyright Act of 1976.
Their own lives from this groundbreaking bestseller. And now let's visit with Kevin in the studio as he takes you on an incredible journey.
It starts out, it is unbelievable to me. Whoops, that's the air conditioner.
Hi, this is Kevin Trudeau, and thanks for listening. This is the CD on tape of the book that I authored called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. And I'm in the studio, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you this book, but I'm really not going to read you the book because you could read the book. This CD is me, the author of the book, Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, giving you chapter after chapter in the book, and not only reading what I wrote, because I did write every single word in this book, but I'm also going to maybe expound on, amplify, and maybe give some additional commentary and some additional information on this CD that's not even in the book. I wrote every single word in this book. And you may think, well, you're the author. Of course you wrote every single word in the book. But it's interesting to note that the majority of authors that write books don't write the books that they claim to be the author of. A lot of you don't know that, but when you pick up a book and it says written by Joe Smith, there's an excellent chance that Joe Smith didn't write it. As a matter of fact, the majority, as I said, the majority of authors don't write the books that they're the author of. They do not write the books, and they don't even read what is being published under their name. The way it works in most authors is a publisher wants to make a lot of money. He finds somebody on television or some individual, hires them, pays them this huge amount of money as an advance, maybe $500,000. I know one guy who got $750,000. They give him that as an advance. And we want to use your name on the book, and we want you to be, quote, the author. That guy then sits down with a ghostwriter, the guy who's actually going to write the book, and they have a few interviews. The ghostwriter then writes the book. It then goes back to the, quote, author, who gives it a cursory view, maybe makes a comment or two. Then it goes to an editor who reads it and rewrites it, you know, adding his own thoughts, opinions, ideas, whatever, allegedly correcting grammar and correcting spelling and that type of thing. Then it goes to the publisher who publishes the book.
Doesn't want to show this one.
And it goes on the bookshelves. I picked up books and walked up to authors and asked them, you know, you said this in your book. And they look at me like, I did? Well, yeah, you did. It's right here. And they look, well, I didn't really write that. So the reason I bring that up is I wrote every single word in this book. And now let me tell you something. It's really hard writing a book. To take all your thoughts and ideas, all of your opinions, all the knowledge you have, and try to put it in a systematic, cohesive format that somebody can actually read, comprehend, understand, and assimilate. And it's really, really difficult. But I wrote every single word. I did send it to a editor, a proofreader, if you will, to try to correct some spelling and grammar. Unfortunately, on the first printing, a lot of that didn't happen as well as we would like.
Hey, I got cool scan. I like that.
And I'm reading the book to you. Please keep in mind that a lot of people, when they get this book, you can get so fired up, so emotional, in many cases so excited, and in some cases so mad and angry at what's going on that you want to do something about it. And some of you actually may have some questions or need some clarification. Well, you can go to my website, naturalcures.com.
I don't think they have that website no more. This was like 25 years ago.
And it's so important to me to see people live healthy lives without drugs. To be healthy. So here we go. My little disclaimer. You know, it's unbelievable to me in this day and age.
Okay, so there we
started. The world
started.
has come to this where we have to write a disclaimer. It actually pains me that at the beginning of a book, the beginning of a speech, a person has to make a big disclaimer. I mean, imagine a person who is supposed to be allowed to express his opinions under the banner of free speech must still put a disclaimer as a preface to his words, thoughts, and opinions.
Okay.
Heaven forbid someone reads these words.
So I better turn
or
it off
listens to
before
me
I get
talking, and claims to be
copyright.
adversely affected by them.
Okay.
Thus, ensuring a barrage of lawsuits filed under the guise of protecting the unknowing victims who were stupid enough to read or listen to me and believe what I have to say.
Okay. So, if you want to come up to speed on what's been going on, this is the book that did it. It was 25 or 30 years ago. Let me see when it was published. Oh, this book was $29. It says $29 right inside of it. 29. So how much was this one? Let's see. $29 too. So yeah, I would say, you know, whichever one you prefer, but I think this one's, you know, good to I like this one better because it's more easy to read. It's a better format. But this is also really cool. So I'll listen to a few things, you know, I'll skip through the CDs and I'll hear something that, you know, rings a bell. That's probably what I'll be doing. But I've also got some motivational CDs. So I'll probably be listening to those too. And that's all I've got for right now. I just wanted to share that with you. And so I'll probably turn the thing back on. I'll probably start another live stream tonight as soon as I gather my thoughts. Because I just got back from Huron. I just did a 40-mile round trip. And well, let me get my thing out here. I had it was like 75 miles, right? It actually, by the time I got down to the bottom of the hill, it was like almost touching 80 miles of range. But I didn't have my leaf spy on this time. I wasn't going anywhere far. I just went to the next town, Huron, to try out the Electrify America. They basically have the same solar panel setup that we do here in Avenel, California, the one that's free. It does level 2 charging at 6,000 watts, 6 kilowatts, free. And so it's basically charging 6 times faster than what I'm charging right now. And this is costing me 50 cents an hour. And they are providing that 6,000 kilowatts for free. So this that's costing me 50 cents, do the math, 50 times 6, $3 an hour. Okay, over there, it would be $3 for 1 hour of charging. Okay, so this one's going to charge for 6 hours, and it's still going to charge me $3, but it's going to take 6 hours to do what that one over there does in 1 hour for free over there. Okay, so it only has to charge like 2.5 hours over there, but here it's going to have to charge up like 11 hours. So what time is it right now anyway? I don't have another. Oh, it's 4:45. Let me write that down. So I started charging at 4:30. Started charging at 4:30. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So like probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be monitoring it on my Leaf Spy, because I can take it in. I can take my phone in the room, and I can still monitor what's going on with the computer in here, because of this thing. It's called Leaf Spy. It gives you all the specifications. And so I went over to this Electrify America, which is the same exact one that's over here. It's just got a different name on it. Over there, it's called Electrify America, and they actually have a application where you can pay through their app and all this stuff. even though this is the same exact one over here, it just got a different name on it. This is the company that actually made it. Electrify America just bought that unit off of them. It's a standalone solar power electric vehicle charging station. That means they just bring it with a cane and set it down, and it's good to go. It doesn't have to hook up to anything. It doesn't even take up any space. You can still park right. You have all the parking space. It does not take up any parking space. And they don't even have it turned on. I just talked to the lady right now, and I said, well, can't somebody at least put a sign out here that says that it does not work? I said, that's negligence. I said, what are they going to do with it? Just let it rot out here? And she goes, well, she says, we don't know when it's going to be this or that. But she says it's offline and it's not going to be usable. They're going to replace it. And so they don't want it. They just abandoned it. Basically, because she has no ETA when they're going to put something else on there. So I told her, I said, can I have it? Right? That'd be nice to have the 5,000 watt solar station here at home. You just set it down. But then I realized that you need a crane to move it. All right. And so that's pathetic. But she told me it's offline. We switched it off, so they are remote control. So these mofos are messing around. They got cameras on them, and they can freaking switch it off if they want to, if they want to mess with somebody. It's all remote controlled. Well, that's good that they got a camera on it to watch people who, go out there and vandalize things. But that's a disgrace. It's just a big mess out there in front of the police department. The police department's brand new. They just barely built it. It's the best looking building in the whole town. The rest of the town looks like it just got freaking nuked, right? And it's the best looking building in the whole town. And this charging station that's out in front looks like a pile of junk out there. They don't even pick up the cables. They're just thrown out there. Like lazy people who don't want to, keep their yard tidy. It's a disgrace. It makes that new building look like a junkyard. And so that's all I've got for you right now. And we'll see what goes on tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear from the PG&E because I resubmitted my paperwork. Some, there's a specific paperwork they want, right? A notice of action. And so I'm waiting to see if the one I sent in, if they're going to just accept that, right? It should be good enough. But I submitted all the other stuff is perfect. All the other paperwork that I submitted is perfect. But if they say, we need this notice of action, then I have to make a run into town. That's why I hate freaking, bureaucratic red tape, right? You have to jump these loops just for a piece of paper. And, there was supposed to be a website where you can access all these documents and just download them yourself. And so I tried that because when I tried calling the people to ask for one of these documents, a copy of it, it's just that you have to wait on the line for like 45 minutes before a person answers you. So I said, hell with it. I'll just wait to see if PG&E is going to accept that. So this is for the rebate for buying a used electric vehicle. I'm applying for the rebate, but they've got a special rebate. They got rebate for anybody, right? It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, they got a rebate for everybody. But if you're low income, if you are on any programs for low income, then you qualify for the you may qualify for the rebate plus. And the rebate plus is up to $4,000. So if I qualify for that, I basically got the car for free plus an extra $1,000, $300 to boot. And so yeah, so I'm waiting to hear from that, and then some other paperwork stuff that I've trying to take care of. And so I'm going to take this stuff back inside and see if PG&E has called, and then wind down and figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. Today, all day today was sunny, but all those charges that they put on my account from the chargers, most of them came off. They put the $150 back into my account, and I still couldn't try the chargers because when I got back to Avenel, I was going to juice up there, on 6,000 watts, and there was 2 cars sitting in there, right? So I just came home and charged here, and yeah, as far as building the charger, if I had that charger built, the basic level 1 charger, just a 1,000 watt solar unit, free energy, if I had that built, there'd be no issue, right? It'd be doing what it's doing right now. The only difference is it's for free. And so I was telling you that this is for the people who know a little bit of, charging and whatnot. And that school is actually called Mira. The one down in San Diego is called Mira. I forgot what it's called. It's not Mira Loma. I know where that's at. But it's Mira the Ocean or something like that. It's in San Diego. Carlsbad or something like that. The name of the school is Mira Costa. That's Mira Costa. That means Mira Costa. It means look at the coast, right? So I guess it's right on the coast. And I suspect there's a lot of extraterrestrials there. That's where they have the military down there. And it's interesting. I've passed through there a couple times. And well, actually, my neighbor goes there every day, just about every day. But anywho, I was telling you about this charging project that I want to build, and I was saying, well, why are we, going back to AC when it has a DC port? Well, the reason is because the AC acts like an isolation, right? It just puts a lot of protections on it. There in electronics, there's this thing called an isolation transformer. It isolates your components from other people, right? Like your power company, it isolates it, so it protects it, because this is Japanese engineering, but when you got freaking bozos, right? So it protects it. So yeah, I might be, I might not be using the fast chargers for certain reasons. I mean, if I was making 70,000 a year, I wouldn't be worried about it, right? But when you're in straight Poorsville, it's something to worry about. So it's better to play it safe and just stick with 6,000 watts, right? But anywho, so thanks for tuning in, people. And when I find something else interesting to talk about, I'll go back on live. Okay? So, talk to you in a little bit. Martinez. UFO. Said hi. Hi. I think my... Cool. Well, it sounds like you haven't read the book, so you're not up to speed. Why don't you just get the audio discs and listen to it? Like he said, you heard what he said, right? Basically, he said you're going to be freaking pissed when you find out this stuff that he tells you about in here. That's what he basically said. He said, you are going to be pissed. Okay? So, in other words. But yeah, thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. Kalina. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later.